this is the continuation of my previous video. So now I know if it is not enum type, you know what, I have nothing to do with it. I'm just going to throw the exception and just bail out from here. Otherwise I have to do something. I'm going to say bar, I would like to know all the name of that enum type. So I'm going to say alright, t.get types, get all names, get all, get enum names, enum name. That just returns me array, all the names of that enumeration object, of that enum object. Okay, that's good. Now I have something which is array. I'm going to say alright, if the name list is not null, well, I don't need that check. And make sure that always when you're dealing with array, if there is something, I want to do something, means like at least there is some, at least data in it. So I want to do something here. Alright, I want to say alright, for each of course this is a name list, is string. I'm going to say bar a name in name list. Okay, I'm going to go over each of them. On each iteration I'm going to do something that is important to me. So I'm going to say alright, now so this name variable right here, let me put a line number here. For some reason line number is not visible. I always like to have a line number in there. So it's environment, go into source text editor to C#. I would like to have a line number. Okay, that's good. So that it will be easier for me to explain which line number I am in, so okay. Remember, I have to convert this number, right, this thing, right, this name into enum type. So I'm going to say T is my enum type. I'm going to say new enum or some whatever variable you like, and I'm going to say enum. This guy, I'm going to parse this string into enum data type. So it need to know. So what that is like get type, and then my value is stored in name, right? Of course, but it doesn't know how to parse that one, so I have to cast it, because remember, like, this one returns an object, but I'm looking for enum type, so I gotta cast that into st. Okay, now I get the enum from the string. Basically, for the given type, here's my string, give me the enum for the given string. Okay, once I find out enum, I need to know, and I would like to display the description part. So I'm going to say string description, something like that, and I'm going to write a method. That method, I'm going to say alright, give me a description based on the enum type. I want to say something like get description from enum value or something, and I'm going to pass this new enum. Okay, new enum, and I'm going to cast that guy as this. And of course, this method right now doesn't exist. Let's go ahead and create this method here. This is what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm expecting a description that I have kind of annotated. See this description? That's what I'm trying to extract out from the enum. Okay. Let's give it not p, give a meaningful name like a value or something like that, and then basically we have to do something like this. I'm gonna see that you're gonna say return. I'm going to do something like, here is a value, whatever it is. Hey, tell me your type. I'm dealing with that. And then I'm going to say, alright, I would like to know all the fields that this type has. Give me all the fields. Well, give me the field, not the field, okay, for the type, which is value, but I gotta cast that into a string because it expects a string. And then I'm gonna say for this one, get custom attribute. custom attributes. What kind of attribute I'm looking for? The attributes that I'm looking for is description attributes. So description but because I don't have that namespace, so I'm going to say dot. Are you looking for component model? Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And then in the second parameter, it expect is it takes two parameter, the type and then get custom attributes. Okay, a custom attributes, it expects two parameter, and I'm say okay, give me a single or default if they exist one, right? And then of course then you gotta cast this one because it has to return the attribute type. So let's say description attribute. Okay, but not really return that one because so let's assign this to some description attribute. Description attribute. Okay, I'm going to assign this result to that variables, and then I'm going to say if, well, now I can say return if the description attribute, if this guy is null. Hey, if you are null, I mean means that you do not have any attribute decorated for you, so I'm just going to return value dot to string. Otherwise, if you have description, I'm just going to return the description attribute. Has a very nice description attribute, boom boom boom, has a description property. Yeah, that's it. So that's what you're going to return. It's a little tertiary operator. So basically I'm saying, hey, whatever type, tell me your type. Once you find the type, tell me your field based on that value, and then tell me, do you have any custom attributes? If you have any custom attribute, give me a single or default, whatever default attribute is. If it doesn't exist, it could be null. In the worst case that can happen, this could be null. If it is null, it's fine. That means you don't have any attribute. I'm just going to return whatever you come in, whatever comes into this method. Otherwise, I'm going to return the decorated stuff. Okay, awesome. Once I have now two pieces of information. Based on that, now I can do. I will show you a couple of ways. First, now next step would be to get the actual the integer associated with that enum data. But that will be second part. Let's just for the sake of it, this one I'm just gonna use. I'm gonna assume they put that number in incremental order. So let's say I'm gonna say a counter. I'm gonna set the counter to 0 in the beginning on each iteration. So idea is I have to return the select list, right? So to do that, let's go ahead and declare a dictionary with the key with the integer, and then a string as the value. My dictionary, create an instance of create one of it. Okay, awesome. Once that is done, I'm gonna say if I'm gonna start this. Okay, if this one, if my dictionary already doesn't contain the given key, which is my counter, boom. Alright, if my dictionary doesn't contain this value, I'm going to go ahead and add those information into the dictionary. So I'm going to do something like my dictionary dot, I'm going to call add method and give that counter, and then of course the value, which is description. Boom. I have those two pieces of information, and then of course once each time I come out from right here, I gotta increment the counter, otherwise the key would be the same. Okay, that is good. Then once I come out from this for loop, I'm gonna set this counter to 0. That's not really you have to do it, but as just to be on the safe side. And finally, I'm going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to return something. I'll return new select list. Boom. And then select list, you're going to pass the dictionary, because it takes some sort of collection, enumerable object, and then it will take something like key and something like value,